Unfortunately, its true purpose is something much more entertainers and celebrities, by virtually every metric imaginable, this planet is in very good health. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was under a lot of pressure to continue her term on the Supreme Court until a Democratic president was once again in office, despite her declining health. She could have stepped down during Obama's term, but she chose not to. These judges serve for life. Placing the right judge here could help Trump's legacy stay for decades to come. What I find disheartening after all of this is how much of the Christian community is praising her. This is because she was such an ardent abortion supporter. She believed that this would make women equal with men. Killing a child does not make anyone an equal. President Trump stopped critical race theory for a reason. It had no practical application, and government employees were being paid for doing nothing at all. Yet, somehow, it is important for the CDC to operate. And here I thought that the CDC existed to stop the spread of dangerous diseases, not to lecture people on how to be snowflakes. Officially, racism is a problem in the healthcare industry. However, that is in no way true. I doubt that any hospital or doctor turns down a patient based on skin color. If this did happen, it would be the top running story on the news for at least a week. Since Trump stopped this by executive order, this is the very definition of the deep state. These will be the people running the country if Biden wins the presidency. George Soros is one of the most wealthy and influential men alive. He spent $17 million on races for district attorneys. This is in county races that have nothing to do with the federal level of destroying the United States, as per his MO. Instead, these attorneys are being elected for his own nefarious ends. This is to ensure that the DAs do not prosecute rioters. If you don't believe me, just ask Bill O'Reilly.
I'm going to tell you the truth right now, because Speaker Gingrich knows the truth. So George Soros has donated $17 million to county races to get far-left progressives into the district attorney's office. That is a fact. All right, $17 million. Now, these are county races, so that's an enormous amount of money.
If the rioters are not prosecuted, his own nefarious ends are furthered. After months of rioting that burns down buildings and countless lives have been lost, Speaker Pelosi has finally decided to condemn the riots. She has likely realized what conservatives have been saying all this time. If you let your city burn to the ground, no one will be left to vote for you. If all of the businesses leave your hellhole, a Bastille Day is not just likely, it is inevitable. Barr may even hit these people with sedition charges, which carry 22 years each. We have let lawlessness run rampant in the streets for far too long. Everyone who has ever worked a job knows that you should try to avoid mentioning politics in front of customers, lest you lose their business. Granted, the NFL and the rest of the leagues are struggling to learn this fact, but I digress. 2 women were fired from a Kroger's grocery store in Arkansas for not wearing LGBT aprons. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission has filed a lawsuit on their behalf. It seems that mandating that you support or show support for a cause is not grounds for termination, and the feds see it the same way. Neither woman has any animosity, but simply does not want to endorse any sinful actions. It is no secret that any Christian that supports abortion in any way, shape, or form is phenomenally evil. Am I overstating or exaggerating? Not in the least. At the National Prayer Breakfast, President Trump said that he would pass an executive order to ensure that children that are born alive after botched abortions will not be killed once born.
Believe in the joy of family, the blessing of freedom, and the dignity of work, and the eternal truth that every child, born and unborn, is made in the holy image of God. I will always protect the vital role of religion and prayer in American society, and I will always defend the sacred right to life. Today I am announcing that I will be signing the Born Alive executive order to ensure that all precious babies born alive, no matter their circumstances, receive the medical care that they deserve. This is our sacrosanct moral duty. We are also increasing federal funding for the neonatal research to ensure that every child has the very best chance to thrive and to grow.
This comes after Democrats spent the past few years doing this.
The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mothers.
While a Biden-Harris ticket would almost certainly support abortion without question, a Trump-Pence ticket supports life at every stage. Attorney John Durham has taken over the investigation into the Clinton Foundation. If he all of a sudden commits suicide, we know that he was onto something with Clinton. The investigation includes not only her pay-for-play foundation, but also her private email server and the Uranium One scandal. The investigation is still ongoing, and we will see what we will see. Barr does not think that this will be ready before the election, but has stated that there may be many more arrests to come. California will be banning diesel vehicles by 2035, way longer than the time frame given to us by the bartender turned senator. People are already leaving California in droves, and the state is literally burning to the ground. They have some of the biggest homeless populations of any other state and can barely keep the lights on. Yet, somehow, their lives will be better if they cannot get food and supplies through the state via 18-wheelers. It has been covered before how green energy is not only more harmful to the environment in the long term, but it is not even up to the job. Will this election see a turnaround for this state, or will they continue down this path of self-destruction? There is once again a push to make Puerto Rico a state. Puerto Rico has rejected statehood on 7 different occasions. Instead of making them a state, why not let them be an independent nation if they so choose? Another push is to make Washington, D.C. a state as well. It was designed to be a seat of government and nothing else. Instead, people have permanently set up shop there. That is not what was intended. There are now at least 1 million Christians in Iran. After decades of their government authorized by religious mandates to kill everyone they see, to stone rape victims, to toss gays off of buildings, and to kill anyone who disagrees with the consensus. People are converting. One of the main reasons that has been given is that they want to follow a religion of peace. The phrase, "fear not," is found a lot in the Bible. Any time an angel comes, he begins with, "Fear not." When an angel came to Muhammad, it violently choked him. There is now a strong enough Christian presence that the leaders are fearful. We must remain vigilant and pray for those who will be persecuted. Maybe I'm just blowing smoke. Maybe I'm completely off my rocker, but that is just my opinion.